one of the, I think the main issue with having a small shop is space. I mean, that's where that comes from, right? Small shop, not enough space. But we make it work. I feel, though, that if we had a bigger space, I would just have more stuff. There's a deal right now out in Indiana. The dude's like at 60 grand. Obviously, we're not to that level yet around here. Okay, so if you think that, that's awesome. But no, we're not at that level just yet. But it is so much stuff, and if I could line up 60 grand, I would be out there in a heartbeat. I mean, like semi-truck loads, hauling it back over here, and I would just fill my big space if I had a big space. So whatever space that I have, I think I would just have it full all the time. The normal things that are going to happen today, you know, your everyday stuff, shipping, eBay questions, phone calls, people to the door, handling some service things, what typical day stuff. Today is going to be a massive organizer day. At least that's what I'm telling myself right now. End of the day, it might be a different situation, but it pretty much has to happen at this point. The office is a disaster right now. Just like orders are just like notes. I gotta get all that stuff in the system, get that all dialed in, and then Shop 27 is just, it's a hoarder. Like I could be on Hoarders right now. It's a disaster. There's barely aisles to get back to the ship. It's Hoarders. That's what it is right now. So we move some of that stuff up here, get it a little more organized, and open some usable space. That's what I'm going to do today. I hate to say I'm going to have another organizing day because that seems to be the only thing I do around here, and I don't organize very well. Anyone who's been to the shop understands that of me. Mike can organize things down to like, you know, like CIA status. Like, me? No. I'm a wild child. I know where everything's at, for the most part. I mean, we're all human. We all make mistakes. I forget things. But generally, Past Doug has organized in that piles match. Does that make sense? And I know where those piles are around here. So, right now, I'm in the daily rush of cleaning up eBay shipping before the carriers come, because eBay's kind of mad. eBay and I are not on good terms right now. They're a little angry. I've missed a couple of my shipping times, which means that something goes out like the next day, right? You still get it pretty fast. I gotta make sure that stuff from yesterday, if you bought something from us last night on eBay at like 9 p.m., I have to make sure that that is in the USPS truck, if it's going USPS. If it's got to be in that truck when that thing comes here. Unfortunately, my mailman comes here at like 10 o'clock. So by 9:30, 10 o'clock, I got to have that stuff packed, ready to rock and roll. So if it's the onesie twosies, no problem. But if it's a lot, ew, man, we're going to get pretty tight. Space isn't the only thing I'm going to be dealing with today. Getting stuff organized, getting stuff put away. But it's time to pay some bills. What's the other pros? One of the other stresses of owning your own business. You know, you work for somebody, you're worried about your own bank account, right? Worried about how much money you're making. Worried about are you going to have enough at the end of the month, whatever. Owning your own business, you're worried about numerous bank accounts. Worried about the shop's bank account, worried about my bank account, worried about John's bank account, worried about Mike's bank account. People coming, looking for shit. So, it's no longer just one bank account I'm looking for. Making sure all the money trickles down to the right spot. And right, we're only fostering this money. It's not mine, right? You come, you buy something, Some of that sticks around with me. Most of it goes out somewhere else. It's not my money. Somebody else's money. I'm just happy to have it for the couple seconds that I do. My favorites came in. Little pit bike wheel. We're gonna swap this tire and swap that tire. Put a new tube in. Put that on this rim. Easy peasy. This thing, it's not supposed to make that noise, and those spokes aren't supposed to dangle around like a grandfather clock. These pit bike guys, you know, they're so nice to their machines. Nice part of doing service here is when we have some busted parts. Just go up into the library up here. Let's go up into the parts inventory. See what we got that we can make work. And see if we can... Look how overwhelming that is. Isn't that just like shocking? I'm surprised every time I come up here that I have that much stuff up here. And this is one aisle, right? You get lost up here for days. Send a search party up here to find you. But the amazing part is that I know exactly where I'm going for these. Right? If I hand these to a stranger, they come up here, they're gone. Like a week and a half, they're just gone. And with this much stuff, things are bound to get lost, and that's what I'm dealing with right now. Some things misplaced at the moment. It's not officially MIA. It's slightly misplaced, and it's probably hiding right here. That I'm not seeing it, but yeah, I don't know. It's a little misplaced. We're looking for a stator and a cover in this general area again before the mailman shows up, so hopefully this works out properly. If not, it's no problem, man. I know how to handle this in a way that you know, good customer service, I guess. But first and foremost, I gotta find this so we don't have to go that route. Unfortunately, I'm gonna call it on this missing part. It was misplaced. Now it is absolutely missing. It is MIA. It's either not here or misplaced and hiding very well. So what happens at this point is eBay buyer gets a semi-personal / form letter from us apologizing profusely for the mistake and missing part, and gets a full refund, a discount for next time, and hopefully we all end on a happy note, somewhat happy note, as happy as we can. But yeah, that happens, I guess. Got a little over 4,000 items on eBay, way more than that here at the shop. Once in a while, something will leave through the door, swap meet, something like that. Doesn't get removed from eBay, or it got misplaced somewhere, and I could be looking at it right now and have no idea. So, part of the deal. Again, I guess we're all human. Things get misplaced. Even the most organized people get, you know, if something doesn't end up in the right spot, it might be gone forever. Who knows, you know? A little bit of a bummer. Not the best way to make a first impression, but hopefully we clean it up and we'll get a return buyer out of this guy. But for the moment, he's going to get his $40 back and a very nice letter from me, apologizing from the deepest corner of my heart. Remember when we were BK boat and sleds? This is some inventory from back in that time. We don't do boats anymore. I haven't done it for a number of years at this point, but there's some props that are left over, and that's pretty much the only thing that lives on from the BK Boats stage of life. I'll mark these things way down, put them on Craigslist, and
put the whole lot on Craigslist for like $300. Some dude was gonna come get it, but he's just stalling, you know, typical Craigslist shit. And the price, it was like 20 something props for $300, all stainless steel. I mean, at that price, I'm not into boats anymore, but I'm pretty curious. You know, I'm curious in buying these from myself. This has been sitting on eBay for a long time. It did some pretty good money. So, I guess, thanks past big BK Boat and Sleds for, you know, just being you, man. This is like a flashback in time right now. This goes with the we don't do boats anymore. But this guy just came for boat parts, which I had. I had this boat part. It was, he needed one of these bad boys right here. This holds up your cover, right? You stick it up in there, it's telescoping, it holds up your cover when you got your cover on there. You know what else it's really good at? Holding the door open. Push the door out, jacks up underneath here, holds it open. Oh, it works great. It works great. You know what else it works great for? Is making $5. I sold them the door stop for $5. That's what just happened. It's a usable part and it's worth more to somebody else. But to us, it was a door stop. Ended up being pretty good. Took care of all the office things. That stuff's off the table, out of my mind, so that's good. Kevin tore through an ATV today. It worked him over pretty good, but it was old. And that's what's going to happen with those things. So that's gone. Cleaned up. You can actually move around in here a little bit. Service next door. Huge dent done in there today. Good day. Now I'm going to get out of here and catch up with you at another time. But in the meantime, make sure you subscribe. Right there. And catch up on some videos, okay? We'll see ya.